All right, so real quick, I'm going to run through, here's some of the prototypes that we've done. I'm just going to show you a few of the prototypes to help you give a better idea of what we're really trying to accomplish, and then a quick run through of the database, but I'm not going to spend long on that. So just here, let's take a look at this screen. Yeah. Okay, so this is from the therapist side. This is what the therapist is seeing. So they've created this activity, this mindfulness activity for their client. You can go ahead and come in here and edit questions, and it lets you add. And this is where you come in and you would add more options, right? So you choose the question that you want, and then you pick the type of response you want, either 1 through 5, or right where you select numbers. Free response. So there's a lot of options there. But this is what I think is the really cool part of this idea. So here's where we have the progress report. Now this is visible to both the client and the therapist. But what's cool is so the client can come in and see their actual progress over time, right? So this is a number scale here. It's pretty small. They can see their progress over time. They can see how they've improved. And then this is what I think is awesome, is that the therapist now has the ability to come in, and based on, let's say they've only been doing this assignment for a couple days, they can come in here and say, right, so this is a good example. You look less anxious when you do mindfulness. Try doing it 5 times a day. So try increasing how many times you do it a day and see if that brings down your anxiety. So this allows the therapist to give more real-time feedback to their client rather than having to wait a month or however long their meeting schedule is before they can give them any valuable feedback. So this is kind of the crux of the idea that we were trying to get to. And let me show you the database here real quick. So we went over this whole thing with Mark Keith a few times, and we even scrapped it from the beginning twice. So there's a lot of stuff to it, but I mostly just want to focus on the biggest thing that he had us add that I think is an important idea is this metric here that's tied directly to a client. This is what allows us to view the client over time. So rather than just having it, because before we had it tied to each assignment, right? So the therapist would give an assignment, and then we would track all the data, and it would be tied just to that assignment. But by adding this metric here, it gave us the ability to tie it back to the client for long term, right? So the idea being that this client could take their information to any therapist and have an actual map of how they've increased or decreased based on what assignments they've done. So that's kind of the general idea of this database here. And so I just wanted to give you a feel of that and give you kind of a bigger picture of what we were going for.